as you can see here, I've now painted the inside of the fuselage with the interior green and black. The black only goes in the area where it's ribbed, so according to the instructions that Revell give you, and that's the one I'm going by. So right. Here's one thing I do like to do, some dry brushing. The way I do it is a fairly stiff brush, load it up, no paint, scrub it on a towel, paper towel, and roll it in. Make sure all the bristles are really covered, and then give it a scrub off on the side till there's nothing, virtually nothing coming off it anymore. And that's all you need. That goes a long way. I'm only going to do the black ribs here, and you start off lightly because there's quite a lot of paint on this at the moment. So start off lightly, and as you work through it, you'll find that you can start scrubbing it a bit harder. You don't want to scrub the paint off, leaving the plastic, because of it doesn't look right. It's too bright in your face. You just need this light grey over the black. And as you can see, I can start rubbing a bit harder now. And I'm using a round brush on this because of the it gets into the panel itself as well. Sometimes I have one that's cut off square, and it just hits the top of these these ribbons inside it. Carry on until you've done all the whole fuselage. As I said, there's enough on this brush to do the whole thing on one side. Scrub it in the direction. These ribs down here obviously go this way across them, but these ones have ribs going vertically and horizontally, so you need to go in a round motion to get all the ribs on the inside done on the front panels. And we'll just finish this piece up here. It doesn't take long at all to do this. One of the faster techniques you can do just to liven the whole thing up. And there we have it. There you have it. As you can see, it just brings it to life on the inside. There's one more weathering technique I want to do, and it will be on the back green section of this, which I'll get to in just a second. Right, now to do the next piece of mucking up on this is to do the side pieces here. Now I've dry brushed both sides the same way, so they're ready to be done. Next thing is the green weathering on the inside, or mucking up, whatever you like to call it. What I've got in here, I use, some people use Indian ink, some people use other stuff. I have these refills for my printer, don't use them anymore, so I've got plenty of this ink and I use this. Now what it is if I turn this jar up the other way, you could see it. If I get a brush full out, and there it is there. You can see it's a browny muddy colour of this ink, and you see it's quite thin. What it is about half this jar of Tamiya thinner, the X20A, and a few brushfuls of the ink in there, and that's all it is. It's just a few drops into quite a massive amount of thinner, and as you can see, it is still quite thick. When it's this thick, which is quite thin actually, but I call it a thick mix. If you want to do a cockpit, you'll see when I use it on the Spitfire that I want to use. On the green section, it's just it's a touch and a flow just around the parts, and it will touch and flow around the parts, and it will actually go into the parts around the edge, and it will pull naturally where the shadows are. I'm just going to do this piece in the front here. Don't need to do that much. Basically, that's all you need to do. But for this one, there's a slightly different technique I can use, which is using the airbrush. Just have to turn the compressor on. Second. For this one, what I tend to do is get a nice dollop of ink on a brush. It doesn't need that much. Actually, I'll get 2 on there. And I'm going to add some more thinners to this. Another 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of thinners into that as well. Give that a mix around. I'll put the lid on this before I knock the whole thing flying. It's typical of me. We'll start on the fuselage on the green sides, and it's literally that. That's all you need to do in there to bring the inside to a and we'll do the same to the cockpit floor and there. Oh, can't turn it really. And do a bit on the back here as well. And there we have the inside dry brushed, and a little bit of ink on the green to tone it down a bit to make it look more worn and dirty as the inside of the aircraft is. Right, that's it for the dry brushing and everything else that's in here. I think it looks good. It just gives it that mucky feeling inside the aircraft that is being used. So there we have the weathering all done inside, ready to fit my photo etch on, which is the next job. This is a piece of plate glass, 1/4 inch plate glass. I used to use it for my railway modelling. I still do on occasions. Photo etch wagons I used to build on here. But now what I do is, what I found with these ones, the self-adhesive ones, is to paint the part up as you normally would, and then I scraped off the dials and the paint and everything off of this area here. This is where the photo etch is going to stick, so I'm sticking it actually to plastic, not to the paint. Thing is, with the acrylic paints, they do peel off and scratch very easily, and if you use the self-adhesive on the paint, it could pull away and you're left with having to re-glue it all on again. So what I've done, scraped it off. Right, I'll put that to one side, and just need to run a knife through the photo etch parts that I need to put on the dashboard. I'm finding these very easy to cut through, surprisingly easy actually. Probably because the 72nd ones, I think that the pins are actually a lot thinner than the 48 scale versions of them are, the tabs on them I mean. Right, let's part first. I've seen some people touching them. It actually says in the instructions, don't touch the glue area. I use a knife to hold it with and pop it in place. You have a bit of slide on this to get it in the right place. So it doesn't actually go down until you've there we are. It doesn't actually sit down until you push it on there, and once you push it on there it is really stuck on there. Now for the I'll just check the right, let's just fold that piece up there. Oh, the second piece with the bezels on. That's it. So a nice easy job this, and it just brightens the whole cockpit up nicely. It hasn't gone in there. Well, in there, that's it. That's gotcha. Well, and we can see that. Right, it's a bit small for you to see on the video, but I've taken some stills and I'll show you the pictures of those in a minute. The photo etch went on quite well. The only real problem I had with it was this panel wasn't in the photo etch. I've had to use the transfer that I got with the kit itself, and the two panels at the back here, which are the radio operator I believe, they are not in the photo etch either. Although when you get the photo etch there is a lot of redundancy along here. These are all spares along here. So why they didn't put that panel in, I don't know. Having said that, again, I've used the transfers for the seat belts for both seats here. There isn't a set for this one, but then again you can't actually see this seat properly in the aircraft as it is, so I don't think that will really matter that much. Here are the pictures.